Hey everyone, this is Goku-san DBZ. Just another little Let's Play video. Recently decided to get back in and do some more working on the castle I started on several months ago. I thought it was time to get back on and start playing again some on the PS4. And just so you know, in the next couple months I plan on doing Season 1 of Minecraft Story Mode, and I'm hoping after I get that done, then I plan on doing a recorded playthrough of Minecraft Dungeons. So stay tuned for that, and I'm going to try to get back on and do some more Minecraft stuff again. Mostly in the last few months, I've mostly just played here and there the mobile version on my phone. Mostly on like breaks and lunches at work. But decide on occasion I'm going to do some Let's Plays. Either on my days off, or either before I go to work or after I get home. Because I feel like Minecraft is a good game just to play a little when you want to just unwind. As the music, I've always been a pretty big fan of the Minecraft soundtrack. I think it's one of the more underrated soundtracks in my personal opinion. And so if you hear some noise in the background, that would be the PS4, which is being extremely loud. Which says to me I need to sometime soon take it apart and do a thorough cleaning on the inside of it. Just a piece of advice, if you plan on cleaning the console, I don't recommend using blow air stuff because that will just shove the dust even farther in and screw up the console even worse on the heating issue. So yeah, that's something you absolutely do not want to do. That is something I learned from personal experience years back, which I did that with I believe it was my first PS3, and that really did not help at all. So that's just a little, consider that just a piece of wisdom from personal experience. But yeah, right now I'm just finishing up a little bit of what I started in my past video, though I apologize for no commentary pretty much on that one, as at the time I was definitely a bit on the tired side, so I just didn't feel like doing much commentary. But this time around I plan on probably playing at least an hour or so this evening and record at least maybe 2 episodes for Let's Plays in the future. Yes, I see you, pig. Just the basis right here. Just trying to get everything set in motion. Stuff like that. Since I'm working on also a underground portion of the castle. Well, just starting to work on clearing some way and space. Yeah, overall, I don't know what it is, but Minecraft has been a game that I find somewhat therapeutic, surprisingly. It just helps me get my frustrations out, and I think the relaxing music has a lot to do with it. And sometimes that's a good way to get rid of your bottled up anger and stress. It's just to find something relaxing to help unwind. Some people, maybe that's actually either just listening general relaxing music, read a book, a comic, or watch videos on YouTube. But with that said, this is definitely one of the games I like to resort to when I just want to relax. For me, Minecraft is one of those games, and there's a few other games here and there indie games that I find myself occasionally, as well as even Lego games are another game that you can unwind playing. Speaking of, quickly mention in some of the commentary, I want to mention, besides working in the future on some more Minecraft material, I'm planning on, in the next month, I plan on start uploading here and there. I figure I'll start specifically working on some stuff I want to do for a little while. Like, for instance, one thing I've wanted to do is work on a future, like, mini retrospective, and doing one on, of course, no surprise, the Wii U. As that is some right now, I am putting a lot of time and effort into, as I do think it's a console that deserves a lot more love than it gets, as at least, let me put it this way, if you're into either party or also big into platformers, the Wii U is a great console. Unfortunately, as a big fighting game fan, unfortunately, it only has really about 3, I would say, solid fighting games, sadly, on it. Of course, one being Injustice 1, as well as Tekken Tag Tournament 2, which I still consider the definitive version of the game. And I actually forget, well, and if you want to include Super Smash Bros. Because, let's be honest, the Wii U version of Smash is great. I mean, I would say, the 3DS and the Wii U pretty equally. Gameplay-wise aspect, the Wii U is definitely a lot better. But the thing the PS3 or the 3DS version has on side is portability. That is one thing it definitely, unfortunately, as a actual Smash game, unfortunately, the Wii U and 3DS are relatively bone dry games in amount of single player content, unfortunately, which does suck, as the actual gameplay is superb and great. But also, personally, I will say, before trying it on both the gamepad and a regular controller, I surprisingly prefer playing Smash on the gamepad, weirdly enough. Why? I haven't quite figured out, but I'm personally a pretty big fan of the gamepad. I like its overall design. I think it's actually quite comfortable to hold. Plus, it's nifty, you can play it even if your TV's off, or somebody can watch some on the TV while you just play the game. Keep in mind, though, you can't really go farther than, I would say, about 10 to 15 feet, some people say 20 feet away, before you'll lose signal on the gamepad, but personal experience, I don't recommend really trying to go farther than 15 feet at max. That's just from my own personal experience, however. But when it comes to Smash, in my opinion, one of my, arguably, as I've already mentioned before, by now, my personal favorite Smash is and probably always will be Brawl. Yes, I get it, Melee is by far the best one when it comes to material overall, like the mechanics and everything. On competitive front, it's by far the best in the series. I would say Ultimate added a lot of elements from most of the others combined into one huge package deal. But in single player content, Brawl is by far the best, bar none. Ultimate is actually decent, at least in single player content. It's better than some of the previous games. But still, nothing to my knowledge really comes close to the version. Not to mention, when it comes down to, at least, of Wii games I've played, Brawl is pretty much in my easily my top 5 favorite games on the Wii. Even though I'm not the biggest fan of the Wii, personally I prefer the Wii U a lot more. I think it's more fun, I like the overall library more, and the fact also the Wii U has at least Wind Waker HD, which is the definitive way to play the game. At least my perspective in any case. But I know a lot of people disagree with me on that, and that's fine. I believe in this thing. To each their own. And that's how I, for the most part, try to live my life by that motto. Even if I disagree with somebody else, I always try to let them give an argument and stuff. I do think some people take fanboy mentality not the greatest. That's the problem. Hardcore fans, well, defend some no matter what the case. Maybe whether you're a hardcore Nintendo, Sony. Now, I personally never met like a hardcore, at least Xbox One fan anyways, though I know there are quite a few diehards, mostly for shooters and online multiplayer experiences, is really where the Xbox thrives, is in that domain. But overall, I would say, still overall, it's good. There are a few very interesting experiences, I will say, on the Wii, but I still think the Wii U is a way more interesting and fascinating experience, especially with games that actually use the gamepad to its potential. Like ZombiU, even if it's not a great overall game, I think it's proven that at least they put some extra time and effort into the port, which I actually appreciate. I just wish more devs would have done that. Now, strangely enough, when it comes to companies, or rather publishers, one thing I've noticed between consoles, the Switch has definitely gotten a little bit more positive response from the AAA companies and stuff, or big names like specifically say the Super Nintendo era, got quite a bit of love from Square, so-so with Capcom, though I will say the N64 overwhelmingly was just third party, while the GameCube actually got surprisingly a decent amount of love from Capcom. The Wii is a mixed bag. Now, surprisingly, the Wii U, though, has actually got a lot of support from Ubisoft, of all companies, which I never would have pictured. But yeah, like, Ubisoft released, I believe, something like 20 or plus games on the Wii U, which is pretty impressive, as the North American library only has like about 160 in games, and think about that, about 20 of them are Ubisoft. That's actually a pretty decent chunk up the library. But that's one thing occasionally I do like about doing one of these Let's Plays, Minecraft. Just play a little, relax, and just discuss about opinions on different subject matters, with the exception of a few specific things. There are a few rules I've always had, which is things like politics are not allowed, pure and simple, because honestly doing stuff like that is just asking for trouble, and it's a no-win situation. And that's not the point of my YouTube channel, is not to do that. I want really my channel to just be a place where people can come that are fellow lovers of video games and appreciate it for the art form that it is. I just wish there were more people like that, rather than trying to do some type of agenda or something, because people are never really that upfront when it comes to honesty, unfortunately. But honestly, yeah, I think life is a lot more simple, and the whole point of like gaming and stuff is just to give you experience to help you just escape even for a moment from the real world. As let's be honest, the real world sucks quite a bit. So it is nice to occasionally escape into like a fantasy world. And places like Minecraft where you can just use your imagination, at least in creative mode. Or if you want a bigger challenge, of course, the survival mode, then is what you want if you prefer competitive. Or if you want to play with a lot of other people, there's plenty of like servers out there to do that. That's a great thing about Minecraft. It has such a broad appeal compared to many other games out there. And I wish more games were like that. But can hope someday. I think one of the cool things also about Minecraft is the fact the simplistic art style is for the most part relatively basic, but with the ability to just create your own like little world, it's a great way to focus your anger, frustrations into something a little more proactive and has a much more positive influence overall. As I would say, quite a few platformers as well, though sometimes you just want a more artsy experience or a more simplistic experience, and that's a great thing about Minecraft. There's actually quite a bit of complexity, like if you want to build stuff, and if you're really serious, you'll be soaking in many, many hours. And I'm not even sure how many hours over the years I've soaked in to Minecraft, as I've been playing Minecraft since like 2013, so a decade. And I find that quite fascinating. And kind of hard to believe it's been that long since I started Minecraft. Hopefully someday. Everything, hopefully eventually, will be better. But for now, try occasionally just to get a nice way to avoid reality. And allowing you to just relax the mind. I figure a few more minutes and then I'll probably wrap up this episode of Let's Plays for Minecraft. Also, in the near future, I'm planning on doing a new poll between 5 games would you all like to see me do a full playthrough of. I'm still trying to decide which games to put on the tier. If you're at all interested specifically in anything, please leave a comment in the comments section of games you would like me to maybe look into trying out. Because I did that last time with Samurai Jack, and it turned out to be a good one, and I'm glad it won the poll by an okay margin. Also, I've thought about in the future sometime maybe doing a tier list and of a specific game franchise ranking, and that would be Kingdom Hearts, because that is a game I wouldn't mind putting together and working on a tier list for, because it'd be interesting to give my opinion overall and the reason why I have certain games in the series of specific reason. But with that said, Yeah, it's okay, a little better. It's starting to come along, but still got a long ways to go on building. One of the things I need to do in the near future is get back to finishing building the wall, as it's only about like 55-60% complete. So yeah, there's still definitely a ways to go, needless to say. Hmm. But yeah, with that said, I'm gonna get ready to cut up this Let's Play video, and I hope everyone has a good summer, and stay safe out there. See ya soon enough. Same YouTube time, same YouTube channel.